What's up, guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we are reacting to a coffee request. Thank you so much for the coffee. Thank you for the support. The more you guys request videos, the more I'm here full-time on YouTube. And this one comes from Nami. And Nami says, this is the reason Korean is so difficult to translate. Okay, so let's check this one out. This is from a channel called Learn Korean with Go, Billy Korean. Let's check it out, guys.
Hey Kika, what you doing? Writing a fan letter? In Korean? Oh no. Kiket, did you use Google Translate? Naver Translate? Don't tell me you used Bing. This is
Who uses
garbage.
Bing?
Look, you just can't use machine.
Yeah, so Keycat played herself because using Bing for translation is just not the way to go.
This is garbage. Look, you just can't use machine translation to write in Korean because you just... Let me explain. The future is now, and machine translation is one of the greatest technological achievements that we have today. You can translate anything instantly to and from hundreds of languages. I mean, there are even online translators for Klingon.
Indeed, they are.
Wait, no. Now, machine translation isn't perfect, but in some situations, that's good enough, right? For example, if you're lost and need to ask for directions, it's not important to say everything perfectly. But Korean is one of those languages that machine translation just can't handle. Often
Why?
The problem with machine translation for Korean is that it can make you sound, well, really rude. So because of that, I think you should avoid machine translation for Korean. Let's talk about why. 그럼 시작할까요?
So if you use it, you're at risk
There
of
are a
sounding
lot of
very
websites
rude.
out there that offer free machine translation, but the largest one is definitely Google Translate. And in this video, we're going to compare Google, Naver, and Bing to see which one comes out on top. So let's try translating a regular sentence. How about 그럼 다음에 또 봐, which I say at the end of every video. This one means, well, I'll see you again next time. So let's see how our machine translators can handle it. First, Google gives us, then look again next time. I'm guessing Google's translator doesn't know that the verb 보다, to look, can also mean to see, especially when it's used without an object. Next.
Okay, but before we continue, let me just see when this was posted. 7 years ago. Okay. It has come a long way. Okay. Now there are nuances in machine translation. Back then, it didn't know context. Now it feels like it's better in context. I don't know about in Korean because I don't speak Korean, but at least in other languages, it understands a little bit more context and it's a little bit more contextual. It has nuances. It can adapt, but I don't know if it's better. It should be better. It's the same in 7 years. Dang, Google, come on, do better.
Next, Bing gives us something different. Then look at it again.
Look at it again.
These sentences are correct, literally, I guess.
Hey, but that would help you, right? If you're a YouTuber and the translation says, hey, look at it again, you're gonna have like double the views.
I mean, these sentences are correct, literally, I guess. 또보다 can both mean look again or see again, but just like with Google, there's some missing context. Finally, here's what Naver Translate has to say. See you next time.
Oh, it's a sponsor
Now,
for
I'm not
Naver.
sure why Naver Translate threw away the word 그럼, but it still did a much better job than both Google and Bing. So the winner here is Naver. Next, let's try some English to Korean. Here's where we get some problems. Just for fun, let's translate this. Hi, I'm a huge fan of yours, and I'm looking forward to your next release. Take care. I think a lot of people writing letters to K-pop singers would probably want to know how to write something like this. So first, Google gives us this. 안녕, 나는 너의 큰 팬이고, 너의 다음번 릴리스를 기대하고 있다. 조심해. Google is off to a pretty bad start because the first word here is 안녕, which is casual speech. In Korean, the words you use can determine whether your sentence is polite or impolite. And politeness levels, how you speak differently to different people, such as to people older or younger than you, or to close friends or to strangers, are extremely important in Korean. If you want a review of politeness levels, check out the links in this video's description. So saying 안녕 to someone who you've never even met before can almost sound like you're talking down to them.
Oh, wow.
But we're just getting started.
Was that on purpose? Because he said talking down and that thing fell down. But, you know, in my language, it's the same thing, but with the word you. So in Portuguese, for example, you don't say you to an older person. You have to say you, sir. Or you have to say sir. Okay? You don't say you. It's very rude for you to say that to an elderly person, for example, or a person of respect. You have to say sir or madam. You don't say you.
Down to them. But we're just getting started. The next sentence starts with 나는, which is also casual speech for I or me. It really should be 저는 instead, since you're not really close friends with them. And next, this is the worst part. 너의, meaning your. 너 is how you say... No is how you say you to someone who you're either really close friends with or to someone you want to pick a fight with. 너나 잘해. Never, never, please never say no to a stranger. Google really should just delete that word from their database. We'll skip ahead a bit, but the end of that sentence has the verb 있다, which isn't even conjugated properly. And this specific grammar form also has no emotion to it. I look forward to...
Dude, something weird is happening here. He was imitating a robot, and then Google or YouTube just an error occurred. I think he offended the robot here. Like, he literally offended the player by imitating robotics. So weird.
It really should be 저는 instead, since you're not really close friends with them. You're either really close friends with or never, please never say no to a stranger. Google really has no emotion to it. I look forward to your new release. Ha, ha, ha. This type of speech is also impolite, and you especially shouldn't use it to someone who you admire. And the last sentence is my favorite part. 조심해. 조심하다 literally means to be careful, so this is just telling them again in casual speech,
watch out.
Be careful. Like telling them watch their back or something. Better watch your back, punk. Great job, Google. So close. And here's Bing's translation. 안녕, 나는 당신의 열렬한 팬, 그리고 앞으로 다음 리리스를 찾고 있어요. 조심하세요. This has a lot of the same problems as Google, but it uses the word 당신 for you. 당신 is really rarely ever used, and you'll only find it in a few specific situations, such as in some grammar textbooks. If you know who you're talking with, 당신 is not the word to use. I mean, this translation barely makes any sense, but at least they didn't use no, so they got that going for them. Next, let's go to Naver. Here we go. 안녕하세요. 저는 당신의 열렬한 팬이고
안녕하세요.
당신의 다음 앨범을 고대하고 있어요. 몸 조심해. I guess this is as good as it gets. Hello, I am your passionate fan, and I am waiting your next album. Take care of your body. Now, none of these three translations got the phrase take care right, but at least Naver tried. But still, even Naver messed up the politeness levels in 2 out of 3 sentences.
I don't know Naver
really
was
the
a
biggest
good
problem with machine translations. None of them understand politeness levels. And they simply can't understand politeness levels because they don't know who you're speaking to. On top of it all, you won't get any accurate grammar, vocabulary, or phrases from any machine translation service. Now, machine translation has already improved so much over the past 10 years. There's a chance that in another 10 years, we might start seeing more useful, or at least more accurate machine translation for Korean. But for now, I'd avoid it as much as possible. If you do need something translated, try either hiring a professional or just asking a native Korean. And if you speak another language besides Korean, let me know how good or bad machine translation is for that language. Today is here. Thank you for watching. If your video was interesting every now since the video was uploaded, please press the subscription button. Then look again next time.
Look again.
I can't do this. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, click subscribe. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.
Yeah, so as I mentioned,
This is terrible.
So yeah, as I mentioned, there are a few things that have been improved from English to Portuguese. Sometimes it's perfect. Sometimes there are a few mistakes. It depends really on nuances. My titles and subtitles are really, really bad, right? Yeah, because YouTube, they normally do automatic translation now, and they translate the titles into Korean, the subtitles into Korean, and now they're dubbing me in Korean as well. So it's weird, isn't it? A lot of them end up sounding really weird. Yeah. So guys, do you think we will reach a moment that it will be perfect? Yeah, how is it in Norwegian? We used to have more polite form in Norwegian, but these days it seems kind of archaic to speak and write that way. Everything now is more informal. Okay. Yeah, I feel like translation it has to be very contextual, because let's say, for example, there's a word like manga, for example. Manga in my language could mean your sleeve, right? Sleeve of a shirt. It could mean mango, and it could mean the comic book, the Japanese comic book manga. So, how can you translate that, right? It is contextual. You need to know how to use it in a sentence. It's the same as the word live. You don't know how to spell, actually, you don't know how to pronounce live or live because they are spelled the same way. So you don't know how to pronounce it until you put it into context. So I want to see you live. I want to see you live. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? I'm going to write it down. I want to see you live, for example. How do you know if it's I want to see you live or I want to see you live? So it is contextual. You need to know what the context is. You need to know what was happening before or what will happen later. If a guy is in a hospital bed and his friend says, "Oh, I want to see you live." Yeah, fine. Or if I am just recording videos and not going on, Twitch, people are, "Hey, I want to see you live." I love you. You know. Thank you so much, Lena. Thank you for the coffee request. But guys, let me know if it works for you. If it doesn't, let me know if it's super annoying or not. Because at the end of the day, it does help a little bit, you know, especially if you're like in a different country where nobody speaks your language, then yeah, you have to use Google Translate. Otherwise, you won't get anywhere. But with that said, if you want to request videos and watch full movie reactions, shows, series, or other stuff, go over to Buy Me a Coffee or to Patreon and click over here. See, just like that. That's how you request videos. Thank you so much to Lena. Thank you guys. And click over here for more, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.